Hey everyone. So I had everything set up at like 5:30 this morning. And then all of a sudden my camera just went out. And I don't know, I still don't know what happened. But where it's 5 minutes, 5 minutes late. I don't like starting late. But here we are anyway. And it sounds like I'm just gonna tell y'all, it's been some stuff that's been happening, and it should not surprise me anymore. But sometimes it still catches me off guard. But I'm just gonna let you guys know that my computer sounds like, and I may just move it because I don't know if it's like loud and you guys can hear it, but it sounds like it's about to overheat at any moment now. It's just gonna like, I don't know. So I think I'm gonna move it. Just give me a second, y'all. And I'll move this. Oh Lord. Okay. Y'all bear with me. Bear with me. Because now this thing is, I don't know. Hope that's good. I'm gonna plug my computer up real quick before um, if I can. Before, I don't know. I'm telling y'all, it is not sounding pretty. But hopefully it lasts um, as I would want it to. And we make it through. And I don't go out. But if at any time I do go out, y'all just let me know. Let me know. Type it in the comments. Say, hey, look, I don't know what's up with your computer, what's up with your internet, but you're gone. So I'll know. But until then, good morning. Good morning and welcome. I missed last week. I didn't want to. I didn't want to cancel, but um, I decided to give myself a break and to allow myself to rest, which is something that I have to, and I am constantly working on. Of just knowing when to pull back and say, okay, this is enough. Now it's time for you to rest. It's okay for you to rest. And I mean, we're going to get into that because this is part of why I was given what I was given. Um, but before we do, I'm going to start out with prayer. So, good morning. Good morning. So here we go. Dear Lord, thank you for everything that you've done for us and everything that you continue to do for us, Lord. Thank you for allowing us to be here yet another day, another Wednesday, another morning, just to wake up and to have breath in our lungs, another day that our families are awake, that we are woken from our sleep, that our friends are awake, Lord. Just thank you for another opportunity to fulfill our purpose and to walk in our purpose and to continue the growth journey and the process that you have us on, Lord. Allow us, please, to not grow weary in our process. I know that sometimes the process is just that. And we can get tired, and it can be one of those where we feel like giving up. But Lord, just have our backs and just hold us up when we feel like we just, everything is just coming crashing down and along with us, Lord. Thank you for having our backs. Thank you for having our sides. Thank you for having our fronts. And thank you for just holding us up when we don't feel like we have enough strength to do so. So, Lord, I just ask that you occupy this space. I know that you're already here. I ask that you not only be here in my presence, but you be here and there, and the people who are watching, whether it be live, whether it be on the replay, it doesn't matter. But Lord, I just ask that you occupy their space. I ask that you just surround them with grace and mercy and love to the point where they have no room to deny your presence. And I just ask that you just be here as I ask every single Wednesday, every time that I'm speaking, for it to just be less of me and more of you, Lord. Just move me out the way. Allow me to just witness your presence and witness your glory, Lord. I know I have a lot to learn, which you've revealed to me. There's a lot of growth that I still need to do and still grow through. And I just thank you for showing me that. And Lord, I thank you for everyone who's joining me this morning. I thank you for everyone who's tuning in live. I thank you for their presence. I thank you for their impact on this world. I thank you for their purpose. I thank you for their strength. I thank you for their resilience. I thank you for their focus. I thank you for the fact that they're just showing up. The fact that they're showing up is just showing and proving that look, I'm serious and I'm ready. I want to walk confidently in my purpose, and I'm ready to do whatever it is whatever it takes. So Lord, I just thank you for those people. And I thank you that we're all family. We're here, and I just ask that you just show up and show out. Lord, amen. All right. Um, oh my goodness. You are up for a moment in California. Girl, I know that you joined me on the replay. You girl, it is 3:11 there. I don't even know why you up right now. But you know what? Whatever whatever has you up and why you are up, it doesn't matter. I am glad that you are here, even if for a brief moment, because honey, I want you to go back to sleep. But thank you for joining me. Thank you. So here we are, right? I don't know if you guys saw my post, right? But if you didn't, don't worry, because I'm gonna fill you in. So y'all know that I canceled last week, and I canceled last week because I wasn't feeling well. But I haven't been feeling well. It started slightly before Christmas, and then it kind of like fizzed out, right? So that one didn't last that long. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm back in action. All right. So I'm preparing for the new year, right? So we have our session right before the new year. When we're talking about these goals and everything, and I reveal what my big goal is for this year. And so I was literally planning to spend. My husband and I went away, and we went away on the 31st, and weren't supposed to be coming back until the second. So we were planning to sit down, write out our goals, talk about our goals, like what we're gonna do, what is our plan. And I told y'all my plan was to come out and I'm on fire. Like I've got my thing of what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it. And I am literally hitting the ground running. And every single day I can sit there and be like, yep, I'm working toward my goal. This is what I said I was going to do. And this is what it is. But God had other plans. So literally once it struck 12, like I can't even lie. It was like, ooh, I'm not feeling too good. And then, you go to sleep and you're like, ooh, happy new year. You go to sleep. And I woke up and I literally got out the bed just to get back in the bed. And I've been shut down almost ever since. And in that time period, right, I was sitting there like the amount of anxiety that I was feeling, I don't even know if I can put that into words. But I was extremely anxious and I could feel it. Like, you know how I always talk about being in tune with your body, right? This is why. So that you know when something is awry, something is not right. And this is cluing me in to either I have to evaluate this deeper or you know what it is, right? So when you start tuning into your body, you understand when things are off. And when you start tuning into your body, it may not be where you know what is off at that time, right? You just know that something's off. But that's the first step. That's the first step. And then the more and more you do it, you can tell why you're off, right? And what is actually going on. Is it anxiety? Is it where I'm feeling a bout of depression? Is it where I am, is it, I'm just sad? Is it where I had thoughts going through, like whatever it may be, you can start to pinpoint it. And then once you continue to do that, it's where you notice it from the onset of just like, uh-oh, my body is starting to feel a little like, uh, uh-uh. I notice that feeling. I know that is the onset of my anxiety. That's how it starts for me. So that's the reason why you want to do that, because the quicker that you can pinpoint it and you can say, oh, wait a minute, something's going on here. Because what has happened is that once it's gotten to that point and you're feeling it in your body and you're feeling it manifest in your body, it's already left your mind. You did not catch a thought in your mind that now it's gone through, it's already filtered through there, and it's already started in your body. It started building that. But if you can catch the onset in your body, then it's like, wait a minute, something's happening. I don't like it. What was I just thinking? How can I change this around? So that's why we want to be conscientious of what is going on with our bodies. But I say all that to say I was anxious. The anxiety was like eating me up. So if I can explain what it felt like, when you go up on a roller coaster and you're like, ooh, oh my gosh, and like everything's building up. And then you're just going down. And your body just like it just feels like your body just comes up. And that's what it felt like. Except I wasn't on a roller coaster. And nor could I get off. So that's what was going on. Good morning, Angel. Um, that's what was going on. And what was happening was that I had my plans of what I was going to do. And I'm like, I'm going to draw out everything. I'm going to have the map. I'm going to have the plan so that there's no question whether I am doing enough, right? And I'm going to have everything mapped out. And so that's what's going to happen. And so when I wasn't able to do that, that's when the anxiety started to set in. And what that showed me, right? And that's the whole thing of Be Here Now. That's why it's titled this, because so often it's where we aren't here. We aren't in the present. We're living in the past. We're thinking about what we should have done, what we could have done better, um, the things that we messed up, or we're thinking about the future. And I was future tripping at that point. I was thinking about the future. I was thinking about in that moment, I am not able to do what it is that I plan to do. And because I am not able to do what I plan to do, oh shucks, who knows what's going to happen? And then because I don't know what's going to happen, I start planning for what I think is going to happen, which we don't want to do that, but I did it. So I am thinking about the fact that I'm losing time, right? I'm losing time. I'm not starting the year off the way that I wanted to start the year off. I'm not starting the year off the way that I need or thought I needed to start the year off. I am I'm not being productive. So if I'm not being productive, then what does that mean for my goals, right? If I'm not doing the things that I said I was going to do, what does that mean for my goals? Oh my goodness, like I'm just wigging out, right? And I ended up going outside because we got 2 bouts of snow here, and I ended up going outside with my kids, and just like slow things down because what was going on was um, was a lot, and I was just like, it's not working, it's not working. Um, so in that also, when things are like swarming through your head and you're not able to be still, or when you're even praying, your mind is just going everywhere, it's good to know what kind of things that you can do to be able to slow that down and to calm it down. Whether it is that you need to go for a walk, whether it is that you need to put on some headphones and just rock out for a second, whether it is that you need to go in your room and draw, whether it is that you need to go by yourself and play the drum, whatever it may be to get you back to that point of where you can start gaining back some type of control, and that I can now silence myself. I can pray. I can do this without these things just going through and me just being all over the place. So just start, paying attention to what the things that kind of ground you and bring you back to reality. So I was going to step outside, right? So that's what I did. We were like, all right, we're going to go outside. We're going to have fun. We're going to just let loose. So we go outside, and honey, it goes from me thinking about all those things that we just talked about to now I'm thinking about the amount of snow that's accumulating on their boots in their clothes and how much of a mess it's going to be when we get in the house. So so now my thoughts have gone from one thing to the other. And in that moment, I am still not present in that moment. In that moment, I am still future tripping. I'm just future tripping on a different issue. I'm just thinking about something that had absolutely nothing to do with what we were out there doing. It had nothing to do. I didn't even know that it was going to be messy. There was other ways that you could handle that, but that's where my mind was going. And so I remember me just sitting there, and I look away from them, and that's where my mind went. And I'm like, yo, you're still thinking about the future. And then I heard that still small voice, right? And it just whispered, be here now. And I felt the reeling back in. And I'm like, wait a minute, wait a minute. This is what I've been doing. This is, there are things that I am missing because I am not present. And so often it's where we think, and this is the thing, that not being present in the moment takes away from your life. Not only is it taking away well, it could be taking away potential memories, right? So in that moment, I could have been making memories with my family, right? Throwing snowballs, enjoying kickback, and relaxing. Instead, I was thinking about what was going to happen when we entered the house, which I could have crossed that bridge when we got there. I didn't have to think about it before. Thinking about it before did absolutely nothing at all to aid in that process. So what I did was just waste time. And that is what happens when you worry. You waste time because it does absolutely nothing for you or your situation, but yet we do it, right? So you can be missing out on potential memories, but at the same time, it's where you also could be missing out on valuable information that you need to take the next step. So a lot of times we'll sit there and say, oh, you know what? God isn't speaking to me. He isn't. I've asked questions. I've asked what I was supposed to be doing. I I I just don't understand. Like, why is he not helping me out? Why is he not coming to my aid? Why is he not speaking back to me? And I'm constantly talking to him, and I'm praying, and I'm being still, and I'm doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing, but he's not listening to me. And my question is always going to be: is it where he's not speaking to you, or is it that you aren't listening? Because we can think that we're taking the time to be still, so our bodies are still, but our minds are racing. Our minds are thinking about the past, our minds are thinking about the future. And even when we're not in that still point, because let's just be honest, that is not the only place that God can talk to you. It's not just when you're still. So you taking 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, even 30 minutes out of your day to be still, that does not mean that that is the only place and the only time that God can talk to you. So if he doesn't talk to you in that moment, then he's going to talk to you throughout the day. But if you are so busy, not just busy doing things, but busy up here that you cannot hear him, you will not hear him. So that is why it is imperative to be in the moment, because when you are in the moment and you are thinking about, you are in that time, you are not in the past, you are not thinking about what could happen in the future or what you would want to happen in the future or what you're going to miss out on the future or whatever it is that you're thinking about in the future. Not there, not not over there, but here. When you are right here, there is information that is being communicated to you that you will only pick up on if you are there in the moment. So when I was there in the moment, when I got the be here now and I shut that back, but I was that literally acted like a switch for me. And the light bulb turned on. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I've been gone. Whoa. I need I need to be here. I need to be here. And so after that, of course, I'm like, okay, be here now. I know there's a deeper meaning. So what do you mean by that? Then I was able to ask the right questions. And then I was able to receive the right answers, right? So in that, we've got to understand that there is information that you may be missing when you are not here, when you're not in the the present. And for me, my present was communicating to me that you still got an issue with control. You still have things that you need to work on. And see, the thing is that I had these plans, right? I had these things that I was going to do. I'm going to have it mapped out. I'm going to do this stuff step by step by step so that I know that I am doing enough. And when I replay that, I realized, and I've already told you guys, I am and I will continue to be as vulnerable as possible, as open as possible, because we need that. So I've already revealed to you guys, and I've already told you guys that that was one of the things that I struggled with, right? And was enough, is enough. And so that's why I wanted things mapped out, right? I wanted things mapped out to the T so that I know exactly where I'm hitting things and I'm doing the right things. And there's no question, right? There's no question whether I'm doing enough. So then I don't have to go back to that ugly part of me, right? And I don't have to really face that thing because I've got this stuff mapped out. And one that doesn't work. That doesn't work. So so that's what I wanted. I wanted things to be mapped out so that I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And I know that I'm doing enough. But in that, what I was able to see by sitting still and not by my own accord and what I thought I would be doing. But like I said, I thought I was going to be hitting the ground running, but God said, no, sit down. Sit down. There's stuff that I want to show you. And through sitting, I was able to see that my hitting the ground running, it was where I was going to repeat the same thing that I've done before. It was where I was going to hit the ground running and be like, Lord, see you deuces. See you later. I got stuff to do. And I'm running and I'm making these things happen on my own. And I'm making sure that I am doing enough for me to reach my goals. And it's like, so where do I play? What do I do in here? And I'm like, well, dang. I thought I was doing it right, but clearly I'm not. But had I been allowed to really hit the ground running, one, let's just be real. I would have ended up here anyway. I would have ended up here anyway. But I am glad that it happened now instead of later. This is something that was revealed to me now instead of later. But the thing is, if I did not wake up and I did not snap back into it and was not in the present, it could have very well happened later. And that's how sometimes we can find ourselves on this hamster wheel where we're going around and round and round in circles and we're working so hard and we're running and we're running and we're saying, oh, I'm making progress. And then when you stop and then it's like, I definitely started here. Like, how did I do all this and exert all this energy? And I am no further along. Or if you are further along, you're not as far along as what you thought. You're not here. You're running so hard that you aren't focusing on what your present moment is communicating back to you. What is it saying to you? Should you be running that hard? Is that the goal that you're supposed to be pursuing? Is that the thing that you're supposed to be doing in that moment? Is that the person that you're supposed to be meeting with? Is that the business that you're supposed to be starting? Those are the things that you get from your present moment. But if you do not pay attention, you miss it. And that present moment slips right through your fingers. And you can think that you're doing something because what I'm doing, I want y'all to know what I was doing as far as mapping out my goals, as far as making sure that I know what I'm supposed to, I'm not even gonna say what I'm supposed to be doing. Making sure I knew what I thought I should do. And goal setting, those things are not inherently bad. None of those things are bad. Right? On the surface, they are not bad. So it's easy, just like starting a business isn't bad. Networking with someone isn't bad. Doing a podcast isn't bad. None of those things are bad. But when it's not something that you should be doing, it is. It's bad for you. So just because going on that podcast isn't bad, but who's to say that that podcast is the podcast that you should be on? Writing that book isn't bad, but who's to say, excuse me, that that book is the book that you should be writing in this season and in this moment? None of that stuff is bad, but you've got to be aware to where you're able to decipher and you have enough wisdom and you are there in the moment to where you are hearing and you are open to hearing whether it is for you. And then after you hear it, you got to be okay with the answer. You got to be, it can't be where I'm in the moment, I'm listening, and I got it, but you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. Because you're going to end up, this the same thing. You might as well just not listen at all. So we've got to be ready to receive it And then when we receive it, be ready to act on it. So no matter how it may feel, because I'm going to be honest, it's not where it always it feels good. It's not. Um, when you have your heart set on something, let's say, I thought that this podcast was going to be, a great opportunity. This person hit me up, and I'm like, shucks, that would be a great collaboration, man. Oh my goodness, let's go for it, let's do it, in my mind, right? And I'm like, oh, I've got all this stuff and what's going to happen after I do that, the doors that it's going to open, and I'm just planning my life away. And then I start being open, right? I come back to the present, and I realize that that isn't the thing that I should be doing. And I'm like, oh, shucks. I have planned out everything. I have planned out years from now because of this one podcast. You telling me I can't do it? Oh my gosh. But you have to be ready to say, you know what? The plans that I had, they're second to you. And I know that you know best. So if you're telling me not to be on this podcast, the things that I thought was going to materialize with her, first of all, it may not. But I know that either way, it's not touching what you have for me. I know that you will not withhold any good thing. So even if it's delayed, I still trust you, and I'll still go with you. So I take your word over mine. So let's go. That podcast is done. That's done. That business that I thought I was going to do, that's done. You want me to go in another direction? I'll go. But we've got to be ready. We've got to be willing to do that. And so another thing that I want to touch on, right, is the fact. So I was reading something yesterday, and it really hit because of what I was what I was told, right? Be here now, and how I just talked about the memories that you miss out on, and not only that, the things that are being communicated to you in that moment. So the thing is that when you say, and I know that you guys have seen it, right? People would be like, what would you tell yourself, your younger self, whether it be your 20s self or your 30s self, even your 40s self, your 50s self, whatever. What would you tell yourself, right? And I got a list of what it's not really a long list, right? But it's a few things that people have said to their younger self. And so it's trust the process, trust yourself, slow down, enjoy more, chase purpose, not money, spend more time with family, be happy. So one of the things that I did not see on this list was work more, worry more, stress more, accumulate more. Don't y'all think that's funny? That out of the things that people would say to their younger self, none of this has anything to do with set more goals, accumulate more money, buy better cars, buy a bigger house. None of that, none of it has anything to do with that. But yet, that's often what we chase. That's often what we're doing. And, even for me, like I said, it's not inherently bad. The things that I'm doing, or the things that I've tried to do, right? It's not for a bad reason. the reason why I'm doing these things and the reason why I've been busy and the reason why, I'm writing out these goals and the reason why I wanted to hit the ground running, why I wanted to do all this stuff is for my family, right? So it makes it that much easier to fall into that pit because you have a genuine reason. This is why, because you want to spend more time with your family, because you want to enjoy more, because you want to be there more, because you don't want to miss out on stuff, because you want the freedom, right? People always say that. The freedom to have more choices, right? Money can't buy you happiness, but it can sure buy you freedom. That's what everybody says. So we do these things for these genuine reasons, and so we justify the fact that I'm running around, I'm doing these things, and I'm pushing because I'm pushing for a good reason. I'm making sure that I don't have these regrets. I don't have these things that I'm going to tell my 20-year-old self, that I'm going to tell my 30-year-old self, my 40, 50-year-old self. I'm making sure that I don't have these things. That's the same thing these people said when they were your age. I'm doing these things so I don't have these regrets. But just because it's not inherently bad, the things that you are doing, you may be doing the right thing the wrong way. So you've got to understand, and we get hit with so much, right? And it's like crazy the amount. I just spent it was like a day that I just observed, right? The amount of stuff we get, information that we get hit with on a daily basis. So you may wake up and I hope you don't, but a lot of people have that nasty old habit of waking up and then we're checking our phone. We're already on our phone before we do anything, right? We're checking it. We may go to Instagram, we may go to LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever, and we're checking those things. And what I've seen, oh my gosh, what I've seen is that the glorification of hustling, of you working all the time, of you, like, it's literally, I will see reels of people sitting there. It's like it is a what do you say? Because I'm not all like, sorry, I don't know all the words, but I think it's a song or whatever you say. It's the thing that goes in the background of the reels. I'm not sure, but whatever the song is called, it's a song, and it'll be like they think about it in the morning, in the evening, at night, when they're asleep, and this, that, and the other. And it's like a thing now for people to be like, oh, I think about it on the weekend, in the mornings, and it's work. And I'm just like, that's not cute. Just these are the things that we're getting hit with, and we're thinking that it's okay. This is okay to be busy all the time. It's okay to sit there and be running around all the time. It's okay to not be present because we can be present later. But what if that later never comes? That's what we don't see until it's too late. Until we then see posts of, oh, I wish that I spent more time with my child. I wish I didn't know that they would be here. I wish I would have just made that call, or I would have picked up the phone when my parents called. I wish these are the things that we hear. And so this is the thing that y'all have to, and we all have to. We know that we get hit with so much on a daily basis, right? You get hit with advice from this person, from this guru, this person telling you should work 18 hours a day, this person saying you should wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, this person saying no, actually 9 o'clock is the better thing. And oh no, you got this person that's saying you should stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning. You have advice coming to you from every single angle. And sometimes it can get overwhelming because you're trying to do this, then you're trying to do that. Then it's where, oh shucks, well, somebody else said this works, so I'm doing this. And I'm all advice is not good advice. Just because it worked for somebody does not mean that it works for you. And this is why we have to be present. This is why we have to be in the now and be here now Is this working? Oh Lord. Y'all, I don't even know. First of all, I feel like we might have all got kicked out. Um, but and I don't know whether I can be heard now or what. I don't know if this is I don't know if it's working. So um I don't know. Let me know, y'all. Let me know if it's working. But what did what did I tell y'all in the beginning? At least I put y'all on notice. But my computer was sounding like it was literally about to just crash at any time. And it crashed. I told y'all I need to get another computer. So I was thinking that I could pull it up on my phone, but it didn't work. It didn't work. I don't know why, but I couldn't do it from my phone. I tried YouTube. I tried like nothing was working. But I have to laugh in these times because honey, I was on a roll. And then here we go, just shut me down. But it's all good. It's all good. It's all right. So, y'all, I don't even know where I stopped. First of all, I didn't stop because I was on a roll and I was going, and then all of a sudden the computer stopped. That's what happened. So it wasn't even me, but we are back, and I don't remember what my role was, but that's all good because the thing is that what I really want y'all to get is to be in the moment and understanding why we need to. The things that we are doing, like I was saying, that it's not inherently bad. There's nothing wrong with wanting to create generational wealth. It's nothing wrong with wanting your kids not to um, have to pull out loans and incur student loan debt. There's nothing wrong with wanting to own rental property so that you have passive income to be able to, further enjoy your life. There's nothing wrong with that. But you've got to understand that these things will not bring you what it is that you're looking for. If you are looking for something more than simply what it is, like I just want passive income. I want it to be where my kids are set up. I want it to be where it's bringing, this, that, and the other. When when you are wanting those things for what it is, and for that simple fact, then cool, right? But if you're chasing after it to bring you something more than that, if you're looking for your work to bring you more than what it's supposed to do, if you're looking for money to bring you more than what it's supposed to do, if it's where I'm looking for that to give me time to enjoy my life, if I'm looking for that to give me time to spend with my family, if I'm looking for that to bring it to be where I am more happy, I am happy and I'm at peace. If I'm looking for that to bring stability into my life so that I'm not worried all the time, then you're looking to the wrong things and you will never get it from there. The thing is that you can enjoy your life now. You can have fun now. You can be happy now. You can have peace now. Matter of fact, there was a person I spoke to. And I said, man, what do you want for 2022? I want peace. You want peace. You want what's already readily available to you. If you want joy, that's something that is already there. You just have to choose it. And that comes with you being in the moment and you being present. And you allowing that moment to speak back to you, for you to be able to gather what it is that you need going forward. These are the things. Like, look, I was reading, it was Ecclesiastes 2:24. That was yesterday. And it says, there is nothing better for a person than to eat, drink, and enjoy his work. Right? We've got to understand that these are all gifts from God. Our kids, our career, our business, our house, our car, our money, our food. All these things are gifts. And God did not place you on this earth for you to be in a constant state of worry, for you to feel stressed out, for you to feel like you got to hit the ground running because it all depends on you. That's what I was brought back to, is that I felt like I have to work hard. And then, like I said, that struggling with enough, that shows its ugly face in so many different aspects. For me, it's where it shows up the most in work, in business, when we're talking about money. So when I'm thinking, oh, whether I'm doing enough, and I was writing, what question I had was, what wait, who said what was enough? And this is why I say all advice isn't good advice. It doesn't mean that it's good for you. You've got to learn how to decipher what is going to be applicable and good for you to use in your life and what is not. So here it is where you got people that are like, oh yeah, you need to post every single day. Matter of fact, you need to post 3 times a day. You know what? You need to sit there and wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, go to sleep at 1. Like, these are the things you've got to understand, that if these things work for other people, then that's great. That work for them. But their lives are totally different from your lives. So you've got to see what will work for me. What is the thing that I should be doing right now in this moment? Is it where I should be doing, this? Is it where I should be posting every single day? It should be where I'm posting 3 times a day. Is it where I should be posting 3 times a week? Whatever it may be, you've got to understand what works for you is what works for you, and you've got to trust that. But the only way that you trust that is that you trust yourself. And the only way that you trust yourself is if you trust God. You see how that thing goes? It starts with Him. So in order for you to sit there and say, okay, this is what I'm doing, this is the thing that I had to remind myself when we're questioning whether we're doing enough, or we're not sure what we're supposed to be doing in that moment, or we're not sure if we're doing the right thing, you have lost touch. You are not in the moment. So snap back on, turn your light fixture back on, whatever, turn your light switch back on, and get reconnected and figure out, wait a minute, am I doing what is right for me in this moment? Am I chasing the right things? And not only am I chasing the right things, am I doing it in the right way? You know I want generational wealth, Lord. You know that. But I'm not feeling like I'm doing it the right way. So can you show me how to do it right? Can you show me what I am doing wrong? How can I correct it? What's the best thing for me? He is your guru. And this is not to say, and this is what I'm saying, this is why Solomon, with all his glory and everything that he amassed, everything that he had, what was the thing that he asked for? Wisdom. This is why, because it's not to say that you're not supposed to pay attention to anybody else. It's not where you're supposed to have your eyes, your eyes closed and your ears closed, and you're not listening to anybody else, because you're just like, nope, you know what? I'm solely just listening. Like, no, you guys, I cannot listen to you at all. That's not what I'm saying. God has placed people here for a reason. There are people who specialize in different areas. It's not to say don't listen to your doctor when they're trying to prescribe you something. And it's not to say don't listen to, the real estate mentor that you hired. It's not to say don't get a coach. It's not to say any of those things. Those people are placed there for a reason. They are specialists in their specific areas. They can help you. But the thing is that even, and I will just say, even to the smallest thing, right? And I was in the doctor's office and I was supposed to be getting, they came in, they were like, oh, you need a shot. You need a shot. I can't remember what the shot was. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right, that's fine. Go ahead, go ahead and do it. And I was in the moment, right? So I was in the moment. I was there. I was listening to what they were saying, and I'm like, all right, cool. So she goes and gets everything, starts cleaning me up, and then all of a sudden I feel something, and I'm like, wait, something don't feel right. Don't do it. And she's like, what? I'm like, don't give me the shot. And then she's like, well, but you're supposed to be getting the shot. Like, you haven't had this thing in so many years or whatever she says, like you're due for it. And I'm like, no, no, no. Something's like, I don't want it. And so I reject it, right? And so she leaves and she goes back and does whatever she does and she was doing. I don't know if she was checking my charts again. I don't know what she was doing. But she ended up coming back and she was like, oh, you actually weren't due for that. And you would have had a double dosage. So the thing is that this is why I'm saying it's not where you're not supposed to. Does that mean that one thing mean that I'm not supposed to pay attention to my doctor, that I'm not supposed to take heed to their advice? No. But at the same time, I've got to have like I tell our kids, turn your listening ears on, right? You got to turn your listening ears on, and you got to be present in that moment of what that moment is saying to you, and what is God saying to you in that moment, in that time, in that present time that you have in the present. What is he saying to you? Should you be listening to that person right now? Yes, you may have a coach, but in that moment, are they telling you what you need to hear? Is it something that you should be following right now for this moment? That's not something that you're going to get from anybody else. So y'all be present. Be present. Be here now. And stop waiting to enjoy your life. That's not what you were created for. It's not when these things happen, then. No, it's now. It's now. You only have now. You don't have the future. Let's just be real. You don't know what you have. So be here, be present, be fully aware, be open to hearing what the moment is communicating to you, and be open to changing direction at the drop of a dime. Because that's what happens. So, in our new year, in our goal planning, in the things that we're feeling that we should be doing, that's all great. But don't forget to take God along with you. Don't don't do like I did, fall back into the things that you came out of last year. There was growth that happened. You may not be where you want to be, but you cannot neglect the fact that you have grown from 2021 to where we are right now. There has been growth. There have been lessons. There have been things that you've learned. There have been things that have happened. Don't repeat old mistakes. We ain't going back in 2022. This is a new year, right? We being in the present. We ain't going back to the past. So y'all stop that. Stop it. Stop it. So I can't even go back to and pull up the comments. Like I saw y'all were writing. I couldn't even, I can't even go back and pull them up. So because my computer like just wigged out. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened, that we were on a roll, and then just got shut down. But that's how sometimes things work. But you just roll with the punches. You just roll with it. It's okay. It's all right. So hopefully it all came together full circle, and I will respond to the comments. I just can't. I just I just can't pull them up right now. So um, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, but I'm glad that you're looking at it differently now. I'm glad I saw that one. And I see the good mornings. So good morning to y'all. We are over time because we had some technical difficulties, but we are we're good. We're good. And I was just seeing if I could pull up something on my phone, but y'all not gonna be able um, to see it. But I did see one. So it says, so reading my mail before God made me slow and remember to give him the reins back. The Lord at 12 a.m. intentionally slows everything down. 2022, I'll take the reins for you. Okay, step back into your present and calling in his plan and peace. Travis Green, he's intentional, honey. Oh my goodness, that song is awesome. Is awesome. Dear younger me, trust God with everything more, above all, and believe. Jeremiah 29:11, with everything. That those are her notes. I love it. I love it. And that's the thing. We've got to understand, like when we're having difficulties, and there are things that we're struggling with, and it's where, like for me, right? With the anxiety that I was feeling. If sometimes we just go back to what we would tell our younger self, right? So here we are, dear younger me, trust God with everything more. What? Maya, slow down. Enjoy the process, right? The things that I read off. We've got to remember those things when we're chasing. We got to remember those things when we're running. We've got to remember those things. Don't the regret ain't sexy, okay? So, and that's not why we're here. That's not why we were created. We were created to enjoy. Y'all gotta go back to, I'm reading Genesis, go back to where God created the earth. What? He created it, and we literally had everything. And this is the thing, we still have everything. We still have everything that we need. This isn't, y'all. He ain't create y'all to be worrying. This is not the time. This is not the place, and that's not what we're gonna do. So what we're gonna do today is make sure that we're present. Whatever you have to do to flip that switch back on, whether you have to repeat to yourself, because I know I have to tell myself, be here now. That's the thing that was told to me. So, and that is what worked in that moment, and it's continuing to work. So I just have to be here now. Be here now. The moment always has information. So take heed to it. So I am going to look back at these comments. I'm going to get into them. I am going to respond. Y'all, I thank you for joining me this early in the morning. And y'all, I appreciate y'all rocking with me every Wednesday anyway. So, like I said, whether it's live, whether it's a replay, I thank you. And I think that I think, wow, I hope that you guys have been gaining something from these Wednesday sessions. I know I have. It's crazy to see. And this is the thing that I'm going to end on because I thought about this right before I got on here. And I was going back to my video. What was it? A few days ago. It's like, a few days ago, I was going back and I was listening. And this is the thing that when I pray and I say less of me and more of you, I mean it. So what I really want God to do is just be like, girl, step out the way, move out the way. I got this. All right. So, and that's how I want things to go. And I want it to be where I am just a conduit. You are just using me. Y'all just see my body right here. Me speaking, it's not my words. These are not my thoughts. These are not the things that I am consciously saying. I want it to be where I am worked through. So this is my prayer. This is always my prayer every single time that I speak. So when I go back to my videos, this is the thing, is that I am very good at doing that in this moment. When I say let go, um, and I learn from, this is the thing, I'm learning from myself, which is so weird to say that, but I let go. I truly let go on Wednesdays. On Wednesday mornings, I let go because you know what? I have no other option. Because the thing is, and I keep telling y'all this, I do not show up with it, like there is nothing. There is nothing. There are bits and pieces of stuff that I read. Oh, I read this last week. And then, oh, this happened on the TV last night. Oh, and then I read this book, this morning. And then during my prayer, this is what I got. Like literally, it'll be all over the place. And I don't have anything written down. There is no outline. There is nothing that I'm sitting there like, okay, yeah, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about that. And then I'm going to talk about this. And then I'm going to bring it back. And ooh, that's going to be so good. And there is nothing like that. And this is totally opposite. Y'all, I'm about to teach a whole nother sermon. But I want y'all to catch this. I want y'all to catch this because this is important. But this is totally opposite of what everyone else will tell you. This is not something that people will say. If you're supposed to be speaking in front of people, if you're supposed to be doing something to that magnitude, you need to have what you're going to talk about. You need to have it where you got your outline down. You need to have it where you have your presentation put together. You need to have it, all that stuff. And not to say that any of that stuff is bad. That stuff is good. It's legit. Like legit. I can't say that I would go somewhere and I would do the same thing. I'm not sure. I can't say that that's going to be my first what do you say, instinct of just like, oh, okay, well, I don't need anything, No, I'm probably going to be the person like, no, I do need something. And then God's going to be like, no, sit your butt down. I got this. Because he still has to remind me now today, even though I've been doing this. So that's not to say that these things are wrong and you should not listen to this stuff. But again, it comes back to being in the moment and understanding what is for you. For me, that's not what God wanted to do with me because my problem is control. So since I like to be in control of things, that is my instinct to have stuff written down, to have it where I have a plan, to have it where I'm like, oh, okay, well, no, if anything happens, I can always go back to my notes. I've always got my stuff together. That is not what was best for me. So God said, no, actually, I want it to be where you don't have nothing. I'll connect the dots. And even to the point of, what was it, the week before New Year's, I told y'all that I still get nervous because of the fact that I come on here and I absolutely have no control at all. I have no idea how things are going to connect. I have no idea what is going to come out of my mouth. I have no idea. I may have some stuff, just like I said, they might be all over the place, just like, oh, that would be fun. Oh, that kind of thing. Oh, that, and that's it. That's it. I have nothing else. So how uncomfortable that is for me, because I am a person who likes to have control. I am a person who likes to know what is going to happen. I don't like to be caught off guard. So I plan accordingly. And when I cannot plan, or I am supposed to be letting go, that is an area that is weak for me. So God said, no, I want you to do things differently. I don't want you to plan. So that is why it may be 8:00 on a Tuesday night that I just put out the title. And I'm just like, oh, well, that's what I got. So that's what I guess we're going to talk about. And y'all like, probably, it's 8 o'clock. Like, why is she? We supposed, that's 6 o'clock in the morning. She just found that out. Yeah, I did just find that out. Sometimes I don't even have a title. And then, Lord, they're asking for a description. Like, sometimes I don't know what the description is. I just have the title. I have no idea what it is that I'm going to be talking about. Y'all just tune in. I have no idea. So do you know how uncomfortable that makes me feel? So then when you go to where my 2022 and I'm sitting there saying, oh, I'm going to draw all these plans and I'm going to have all this stuff down and I'm going to do all this stuff and I'm going to have it mapped out to the T. And then what do you think God did? Why do you think I was here? Because I was trying to do things the old way. And God is like, no, I'm doing something new with you. I want to show you that you can, one, you can trust me. You can let go. I want you to let go. I know you have these big and lofty goals that you have set, but watch me work. I've shown you on a smaller scale. I've shown you on Wednesdays. I've shown you how I can work through you. Allow me to do it on a bigger scale. Fall back. So these are the things. Be tuned in the moment. Figure out what that moment and what your present is telling you. What is God communicating to you in this moment? What are the things that maybe you need to do differently than what you're hearing everywhere else? There are things that you are going to have to do, and there are things that are specific to you in your life, in your journey, in your process, and you need to figure out what those things are and do them. All right. So with that, I'm done. Like, y'all, we totally ran over. So I'm done. I'm done. So y'all be here, please. Join me next Wednesday. We will be here, same time, same place. Hopefully, we will not have any technical difficulties, and my computer will be here with us and live and well. If not, I'm going to get another one. I'm going to get another one either way, but I'm just trying to just stretch that out as long as possible. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you, and I will see you guys next week. All right? Bye-bye.